My name's Daniel and you're watching the Rogue Clone Trooper channel.
Bye, Mr. Jones.
Hi, and today we're going to make a snazzy Star Wars looking cover for my iPhone. I got this idea from Brian over in the Smuggler's Room. If you don't know who he is, go and check out my links below and check out his videos. But I watched him making his and I thought, hey, I can make one of these too, because he did put out the challenge. And so I didn't only make this, but I made a watch to match. But watch the video and see how I made this. Okay, so the first thing I did was pop down and get myself a phone case from my local store, and I wanted to pick up something that didn't have too much on the outside of it and that would be easy to glue things onto. This is actually a two-part case with a rubber inside which holds the phone in place, and then the plastic covering then just clips onto the outside. This means that my phone is still going to get some pretty good protection, and the inside cover is not too bad as well. If you wanted to, you could just use that as well, but nope, let's focus on the outside. The first thing we're going to have to do is prep it. So I also got myself some sandpaper. This one actually has different types of grit on it, between 60 grit and 80 grit and 400 grit and so on. So I wanted to pick the roughest side first to make sure I could take off a lot of the outside of the case. This helps then just that when I start to glue things on it will be nice. So did that and then washed the case down, got all dust off it, and now getting some of the greeblies together. I popped down and just bought a bunch of different things that I might be able to use as greeblies. These are actually some plastic clips that clip onto your charging cable to help you basically helps the cable from being destroyed. I also picked up this little kind of brass cover that's supposed to go around the outside of the camera lenses. Also found these are actually plugs into your sockets, and a few other things that I had just lying around that I thought might be able to use as different types of greeblies as well. So I just started then going through the different items to see what would look nice on the case. Would it be too big? Would it stand out? How it looks once it's on it. Give me some ideas. This is actually a fuse cover for something or other I picked up and kept. Looks nice. Looks like two little canisters. Those little pieces that go onto the phone cables also look really nice as well. Got a few of those. I think I got about 4 of those, maybe more. And once I kind of sorted out what I needed, I then decided I was going to clean off any excess pieces on them that would stop them from lying flat on the actual case. Be careful when doing this, because you don't want to hurt yourself, and so just take your time, clip away nicely, and make sure you don't damage the item as well, because that's the last thing you want to do, because you want to keep the item in pristine condition for yourself. I found little needle nose pliers did very good at cutting away some of the excess plastic that I don't need off the items. Then again, just gave them a bit of sanding to make sure they're smooth, and also then help with the glue to adhesive to the actual covers itself as well. By giving it a little sand, it gives it some area for the glue to actually grip onto and to bond onto. These were actually made out of slight bit of rubber, so I actually found that I had to clip off the pieces because sanding wouldn't work. Again, be careful when doing this. Last thing you want to do is nip your finger. Then once I have all the pieces that I wanted, I started laying them around to see where they were going to go and what places they were going to be in, see how they look. And once I did that, then we were ready to go. So I'm just going to use some strong adhesive here. This is just normal super glue. Be careful when you bind these, because sometimes they don't stick to different types of plastics. Some do some hard plastic, do some soft plastics. And you really should use a pair of gloves doing these, but I find myself that I'd rather use them just with my fingers. Yes, I've super glued my fingers a few times, but it's all part of the fun of keep bashing. So I'd given everything a good sanding down, and now I'd already worked out where everything's going, so just started gluing them down one by one into the places that I had decided that they were going to go into. Again, taking care not to super glue my fingers in the meantime. Once that was done, make sure you put your cap back on your super glue because you don't want it hardening up. And there we are, all ready to go. Not looking too bad. So what I'm going to use is some platinum paint markers. These are very popular here in Japan. I picked up a few of these. You can pick them up at most hobby shops and stuff like that. I picked up 3 different colours: orange, white and silver. I also had a black Gundam marker as well. Lots of Japanese people would use these markers instead of actual paints for in the house, and as you can see I already started on the case. And instead of making you watch me colour it in, I'd already gone ahead and done that, and then I used a small brush to actually spread the paint into those small little nooks and crannies where the top of the pen can't get into. I found this really handy. So now I'm just going to set that aside and we'll let it dry. So once it's dried, I got out some of the silver marker to make it look like the paint had started chipping off in places. And just go around the different corners where you think that the paint might look like it had chipped off or worn away and the metal is showing through. You just want to kind of make it look like it's been worn and used. Some of the items I wanted to paint silver as well, and these pens really come in handy for that. You might find that you need more than one coat though, so do let it dry in between. Once I had that done, it was now time to add on a few other greeblies. I had picked up this luminous sticky tape which glows in the dark, and I find these really great to have. I like putting these on different items that I use every day so I can find them easily in the dark, and having some on your phone case is really great. So I was going to do some arrow stickers, and to do this I just divided the piece in half and then crisscrossed different lines on it. Now just cutting out the different arrows. So which direction to put them in? Yeah, I think I'll have them going up so I know which is the top of the phone. So very carefully just decided to place the first one where it needs to go. That looks good. I think I'll keep it there. And bit of magic and we'll get the rest of them in place. And there we have, the rest of them are all in place now. But I still think it needs a few more stickers. Yeah, a few more details on it. Luckily I'd kept these little sticker packs from the Bandai model kits, Star Wars model kits. They usually do 2 types. They usually do water transfers and they do actual stickers as well. So I kind of keep these extra pieces. You never know what they come in handy for. So here you are. I can see that I'm putting on some grey stripes which look great around one of the tanks here. and putting on some of the little lines that usually go on the side of the helmets on these Bandai Star Wars kits, and another one there on the tank. Just get into place, using the scissors there to help you get into position, and just a few more labels to be put on. Just gives that kit just a little bit of another dimension. And now just using some acrylic paint to dry brush on some weathering. I usually find taking it very lightly at the beginning, getting it into the nooks and crannies, and then slowly getting heavier and heavier into the places you think that it's going to build up. If you want to, then you can always rub off some of the excess as well. And there we have it. It's all weathered up nicely. So I hope that's been helpful to you. As you notice, my way of making it was very different to what Brian in the Smuggler's Room did. Mine is more convenient for those people who are living in small little apartments and don't have access to all those wonderful equipments that he did. But if you've made yours, please go and pop over to my Facebook page, send us a picture, leave us a comment, even check us out on Instagram. I'd love to see yours, and try making other things as well. Thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos, and as always, may the Force be with you.